Afriforum has confirmed it will petition the Correctional Services Commissioner to ensure that former President Jacob Zuma finishes his prison term. This is following the Supreme Court of Appeal's ruling today, which said that Zuma's release on medical parole was unlawful and invalid. The Constitutional Court had sentenced him to 15 months behind bars for defying an order to appear before the State Capture Commission of Inquiry. But Zuma served 2 months in incarceration before being granted medical parole under controversial circumstances by Commissioner Arthur Fraser, who went against the advice of the Medical Parole Advisory Board. Let's get you the view now of the DA leader, John Steenhuisen, because the party was among those who were fighting Zuma's release on medical parole. John, good to have you on the program today. So a lot of celebration from yourselves, the Helen Suzman Foundation and Afriforum today, but given former President Jacob Zuma's track record, he's unlikely to go down without a fight.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me on the show, and just say that the DA was the lead in this case. It was a case that we brought and others joined, but to say yes, we certainly are delighted with the outcome today, which confirms the findings of the North Gauteng High Court that this was an illegal and invalid decision made by Arthur Fraser, very clearly using that position to benefit the former president. I think that equality before the law, respect for the rule of law, and respecting the judicial outcomes have all been upheld today. And I think that as South Africans, we should all take great succour in the fact that this is now the case. But yes, I think he will probably appeal it to the Constitutional Court, but we will be ready to meet him there as well, just as we met him there on the spy tapes, and just as we've met many others who've deigned to break the Constitution and violate the values and principles enshrined in the Constitution.
So the court says, the SCA, that the former president must go back and serve time behind bars. What's now left to Correctional Services to determine is how long he spends there. Do you want him to serve the full term that he was out on medical parole?
Well, we've already written to the Commissioner through our attorneys, instructing him or telling him that we believe he should do his job now and do it properly. We believe that it will be up to the Commissioner to decide that. That is the one thing which the court has given the Commissioner power to decide. And obviously we will wait to see what the Commissioner's decision is. But should this Commissioner behave in the manner that the previous Commissioner has done, and to give special treatment or any semblance of bias or just say special treatment because this happens to Mr. Zuma, we will not hesitate to take his decision on review should we feel that that is the case.
And the department in a statement today says only that it has noted the judgment and will now apply its mind on what needs to happen in the coming days and weeks. During this time, John, how concerned are you, and I asked this question to Lawson Naidu a short time ago, about a possible resurgence of the violence that followed the former president's arrest, last year? Do you worry that we could see similar scenes?
Well, I don't think that should cloud any of the decision-making, because the precedent that would set for the country would be absolutely terrible. It means that if you could cry havoc and raise the dogs of war to suit your political agenda when legal processes were underway, well, then I think that would encourage others who are in similar tight spots legally to do the same and make the same arguments and cause burning and mayhem just to avoid the inevitable outcomes of their own nefarious behavior.
Okay.
So I am concerned, but the police must be prepared to deal with it this time, not like the last time when they were wholly unprepared to deal with it and did nothing to prevent the escalation of it when it began outside in Kandla.
DA Leader John Steenhuisen, thank you for your time.